Welcome back to Behind the Print podcast, where we feature industry leaders and uncover the creative minds and their businesses within the world of professional printing. Our mission is to provide you with inspiring, actionable resources that elevate your business projects and accelerate your journey to excellence in profit and print. Today's episode is Print Isn't Dead, and I'm here today with Lea Woodford, CEO and founder of Luxury Media Brands.
Oh, Zoe, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Just getting ready to print another magazine.
Ooh, how exciting. So, getting into our questions here, Lea, you've had such a diverse career in media and entrepreneurship. What inspired you to create luxury media brands?
I also own a jet charter company, and my husband and I own that together, and I do the in-flight magazine for him. And magazines just have a cachet. My background is actually TV. I was in the news for years, and while I still love it, it's just been displaced ever since social media and everything else. Traditional media is gone. And while it's gone, I still love the cachet with print. And, we hear all the time, print is dead. Just check out the grocery store. The most expensive shelf in the grocery store is the checkout line. And what is there? Magazines. And even though I had an Amazon Prime show, it is so much easier to get interviews with celebrities for a magazine than it is for a TV show. So, and the cost was a lot less. So I just kind of migrated to that, and I just love it. And I love the tangibility. It's digital, but it's print, and I can hand it off to people, and it allows me to build relationships with people with names.
Definitely. I completely agree with you in the universe of print and how it can just be so impactful for audiences. You'd mentioned some of the audiences that you help. Who do you think is the most narrowed group or audience that you help with your magazine?
I have several magazines. I do mine, which is Speaker Life magazine for speakers, coaches, and entrepreneurs. And then I do Legacy Quarterly, which is an in-flight magazine because we fly celebrities, athletes, and CEOs. So we get a lot of clients because they take the magazine with them and call us. And Robert Kiyosaki became a client because I interviewed him for the magazine. He goes, "You do jet charter?" And I said, "Yes, we do." And he became a client, and we helped him buy a plane and managed it for him. And that is pretty much what we do. We use it as a lead gen. And I use Speaker Life to not only get on stages, but to connect with speakers and high-level influencers.
Of course, that is just a great way to network, just tying it all into one great collaborative kind of brand, you would call it, I would say.
I think so. And I think technology changed. I mean, I've loved print forever. I was a dating and relationship columnist and TV correspondent for years. And I have always loved print. I wrote for 4 magazines. I had 4 dating columns. 2 of them were international. And I would have loved to have done it, but the technology just wasn't there till 2019 to be able to do layout the way we do it now. It's pretty seamless and not as expensive as it used to be.
Yeah, this is true. The digital age has definitely changed some of the editing, some of the just overall print aspects, from submitting files to correcting files, things like that. So I totally hear where you're coming from in the sense of social media taking over everything. In your experience as a CEO, what has been some of the biggest challenges you've overcome running a media company?
Well, definitely COVID was one of those. I think the best thing I could tell anybody is to just stick with it. I mean, persevere. I know when I first started, people, "Oh, you're never going to get a celebrity." Yeah, I was fortunate. Alice Cooper was one of my clients, so he actually introduced me to a lot of people. And I realized in order to get the advertising dollars, you have to have a cover that just You have to have a name brand. And there's just an elegance and a cachet, and it's going the extra mile. But in addition to that, what I've done is I've created a wow box too. So I have a subscription box that I send to celebrities or people that I want to advertise with, where I send a couple of issues of the magazine, my media kit, and just I get my foot in the door, and it's got about a 92% success rate. So
That is an amazing success rate for a subscription box like that. You're really just showing what it could be, giving them a
it's just a
sample.
lot of fun. I just sent one yesterday to this guy. You guys might recognize him. Because we did his magazine, so I sent him a subscription box, Guy Fieri, with his magazines and some swag. But we try to make it fun because they're giving up their time.
They are giving up your time, and they really enjoy seeing the type of effort that goes into those types of sample boxes, I think. And just to have it sell itself like that is sure proof that you've got it down.
Yeah, it's been a labor of love. It's really got me on stages. It's got me bigger clients, but it's also worked for a jet charter company. It's working for my clients because they're using it as well. And it's the only marketing tool that I can think of where you can actually have advertising dollars actually cover all your expenses.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Another question I have for you is, what advice would you give an aspiring entrepreneur, particularly women, looking to start their own business in today's digital age? You'd mentioned some print products working alongside a core foundational business plan, but do you have any other tips you'd like to share?
I think you got to just do what your competitors aren't doing. It seems like everybody seems to swim downstream, and it's the person that swims upstream that tends to do better. And I've always swam upstream. I don't do what everybody else does. And again, persistence. I find that most people quit when they're just about ready to get their breakthrough.
Yeah, definitely. You got to keep pushing forward, keep putting in that work, or you never know what couldn't be or what could be.
Mm-hmm. Again, you got to have a plan. I find that a lot of people just wing it. And if you wing it, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That there's nothing truer about that. But I would say we all have to have a lead magnet. So create a lead magnet that is different from your competitors, and make sure that you have social proof. This is a biggie too. Before you start your business, start doing some test cases. Make sure that your product or service actually works, and then start promoting it.
I mean, can't start anything unless you have a good outline, a good foundation for what's going to be planned and what's going to be done.
I know everybody's a coach now, and I see that all the time, and they have no success. So without success for yourself and with other clients, I would go out and work on the success first and then start building a company.
What do you think has been the key to your success in becoming an industry leader?
I think in my early 20s, I was a single mom. I had to make things work. And I always had a side hustle, and I learned sales early. And I know people think sales is a bad word, and they hate it, but you're always selling yourself. So I would just say, get some confidence, get some chutzpah, and just it's a numbers game. Smile and dial till you get the right person, and if one thing doesn't work, try another.
That's a great strategy for achieving success.
Yeah, there's no one way to get to success in it. I wish I could tell you it was a straight path, but it's more like this.
Very jagged, zigzaggy.
Yes, it is not. Success does not come in a straight line ever. So
You had mentioned how you sent out your sample pack to people and try to get them into your magazine. So, as someone who's interviewed a wide variety of successful individuals, what types of common traits do you see in leaders who have the most impacts within their industry?
I find people with integrity and character. And I look, even though I interview a lot of celebrities, I'm always looking for the backstory as a journalist. Their stories have been told over and over and over again. When I interview people, I leverage that opportunity to build relationships. Like one of my questions is, this is really a fabulous interview. Can I call you again for a future? And they say yes. I mean, I was blessed enough to interview Suzanne Summers. I have probably one of the last media interviews with her. And I have loved her since I was 16 years old. I got to tell her how much she meant to me. And funny, my husband called me. He was here in Scottsdale. I was at our Colorado house. And he goes, "What did you order from Suzanne Summers?" I said, "Nothing." He goes, "I have 3 giant boxes." She sent me her entire line of products and skincare line, cosmetics, and just a lovely, lovely human being. And she's been, even though she's passed, her company still advertises with Legacy Quarterly, and we just love her. So we're going to continue to work with the company and continue to continue her legacy.
Definitely. And since you're actively searching for people with integrity and just common values, you will probably find a lot more individuals that stick with luxury media beyond their company.
Well, I think so. I think, let's just face it, the world is really divisive right now. There's a lot of negativity. And the only way to erase that is to get rid of the darkness is through light. And I like to use my magazines to show the positive, to bring more light into the world. There's enough bad news out there. I don't want to add to it. So I tend to share happier stories and, some of the philanthropic things people do behind the scenes.
That lighter beacon coming to people's reads, coming to people's social media is definitely refreshing to see when all you look at all day is just constant negativity on a lot of social media.
I think so. And I think it hurts our souls after a while. And that's why I love the magazines, because we don't print anything that is negative or hurtful. It's always positive. That isn't to say that we don't talk about business and some of the things, especially that are happening in aviation, which aren't so good. So we like to, a cautionary tale, but we don't throw people under the bus. And I don't really interview people that don't have integrity or not good people. I don't want to share that message.
No, definitely not. I love that vision of just integrity and all around respect. That's very, very commendable from you and your brand. I really appreciate that as a young person coming from a digital age where all I see constantly is stuff like that. So it's really refreshing, I'm sure, for not only your customers, but your readers and people who read your stories, share your stories, or
they take our magazines off the jets. That's what I can say. People actually read them cover to cover. And we also keep them short. We don't go more than 48 pages. We know that people don't have the interest. We're getting people to read again. And reading is such an important skill that is being lost because especially the younger generation, they don't read the way we used to.
They really don't. But I'm sure you've had some really amazing moments in your journey since the beginning of luxury media brands. Could you share some of those positive or exciting milestones or projects that have defined your growth or success?
Sure. I mean, I've been blessed enough. I've interviewed everybody from Alice Cooper to Erin Brockovich to Suzanne Summers. Now I just got the contact information for Dolly Parton's team, and I've loved her my whole life. She's also very philanthropic. So The one thing I'd like to do is we've been pretty heavy on men, and I'd like to really incorporate more women because I feel that there is an attack on women right now that's very real. And so I'd really like to have more interviews with women and talk about some of their successes and their strategies, and just even the playing field if I could.
Definitely. You mentioned adding more diversity into your magazine. Are there any upcoming projects besides that project or initiatives that you're particularly excited about?
Yes, we're getting ready to create another magazine and subscription box combo. This is in light of a recent trip that I took to Italy. The cosmetics and the skincare industry, the things that are in our products here in the US, and I'm a two-time cancer survivor, so I know this for sure. We have toxins and we have carcinogens in our skincare products and our makeup, stuff that has been banned in Canada and in Europe for over 30 years. And even though they do carry some of our skincare lines, what they send to Europe is not what they put on our shelves here. And so what I'd like to do is have, we've heard of FabFitFun and the other subscription boxes. I want to do something for beauty and anti-aging. And I'm sick of them also false advertising, having 15-year-olds on the cover of anti-aging products, false advertising. It's a mission. I just went through my second round of cancer and I'm cancer free now, but so much of it
awesome.
is because of the toxins in our everyday products. And it's big companies, big pharma, the FDA even, they just do not, it's not regulated the way it is in other countries. Europe, these things have been banned for 30 years. Same thing with Canada. And yet we'll even put this on babies. So this is something I'm really, really excited about.
I love it. And I see the passion and where it's coming from. And these are things that I hear about every day, how, oh, we're being poisoned or things like that. And it would
But
be
we
really,
are.
we are. Yeah, definitely. And
Follow the money.
exactly. And if we could, how you're talking about your next big movement is going to be a subscription box with something like that. I think that could set different standards for the industry of beauty
Well, I hope so. It's
within America.
definitely so far out of my comfort zone. I mean, it's way out because I've never done anything like this before. And I'm not a doctor or anything, but I will bring in the right people. And I just, after going to Italy and just, experiencing different hair care, different skincare products, I just decided that government's not going to fix it. Corporate America is definitely not going to fix it. It's going to have to be a social movement.
Yes, I agree. I love that social movement. I can't
And
wait till you get going with that.
I'm really excited about it because I have kids and grandkids, and we do so much damage. It's allowed. It's permitted, and there's just no need for it.
No.
Just to add to the coffers of, and I'm not going to throw anybody specifically under the bus, but we've got to stop putting profits before people.
I couldn't agree more. And I hope I live to see a day when that is all I see around me, because it's scary to think that there's no one looking out for us right now but us in that aspect.
Well, yeah, buyer beware. And if I can bring a resource that's going to help women and girls, take care of themselves and their families. And I've done a couple of health magazines like this. I've deferred, and it's always inspired me, but I never realized about the healthcare or the skincare and the cosmetics. And I was really pissed when I found out the stuff that they put in.
Yes, that is very, very important.
They put lead in red lipstick.
That's so random. What do you need lead in lipstick for?
It's more common than you think.
Oh, I bet it's in like all of them. They're like, oh, eat this lead.
Yeah, so I think that's my new passion project.
I love that passion project, and I cannot wait when you get it started. I hope you come back and we can talk about it
Well, you
again.
guys print my magazines, so you know.
I'll see it come through the shop.
Yeah, you will see it come through. But I'm really excited about this. And with a subscription box model, you know, they'll get to try products and clean products, and they'll get to experience the difference. And we can't change if we don't know.
But they will know a difference. I
They
bet it.
will
I bet it. They'll know it
they
right
will
away.
know a difference, and more importantly, they're going to feel a difference. When it comes to your skin, it's your largest organ. What goes on goes in, and it stays there.
Yep. Yep. It's locked in. Goes right into your body.
Mhm.
Wow. In the age of digital transformation, what changes have you seen in how media companies connect with their audiences, and how has your brand adapted to these shifts?
I don't know that I really follow that, because I feel, again, everybody's doing the same old thing. And I really believe in high touch, you know, the personal touch. Again, I'd rather send the box out. I don't send it to everybody, but I send it to the people that I want to connect with. And I really believe that we all can't do the same thing, or nobody stands out. While I do have the digital version of the magazine, I think it's the print and the box that takes the digital version to the next level.
And would you say that's how print has mainly helped your business grow?
Yeah, because a lot of people, and I know you've heard it, print is dead. I hear it all the time. And even Dan Kennedy, you know, a big Dan Kennedy fan, he's always done direct mail. Print is not dead. Its demise has been completely fabricated. Again, grocery store checkout lines, most expensive counter space in the store, and they're there. And they're not going away. In fact, it's $20 for a magazine now. And, you know, they've gone up, but people love them. And it's because the pictures draw you in, and it invokes all the senses. You can touch, feel, smell, see, and it's a feeling.
It does. It creates emotion that's just entirely different than anything that's digital. You could never
You
have
can't
the
scroll.
you can't scroll through a magazine.
No,
That's the pro.
and when they're flying in our jets, we've got a captive audience, literally.
For sure. Nowhere to go.
And I think people just love a really beautiful magazine.
They
And as
do.
long
They
as you
do.
don't have to go through 20 ads to get to content. This is the one thing that I see with a lot of the bigger magazines. They're so advertisement driven that they've forgotten to put in good content.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate and a lost opportunity for them.
And I see that so many of them don't even, some of the bigger ones have a lot of grammar errors and stuff. I just don't think that they're putting in the effort. Like, I grew up in a time where print was the holy grail, and it was revered, and it's been kind of dumbed down. And I think it's really starting to surge because people really love print. I mean, yes, we do have, you know, digital books, but people still buy the hard copy books. They like the print. They like to feel. And I don't think that's ever going to go away. I think we're touchy-feely, and we like to be taken away and transported, and print can do that for us.
Whenever I'm reading a magazine, and especially your most recent edition, when I was looking through the pages where you were in, was it Taiwan?
No, Fiji.
Fiji, yes. Oh my gosh, those were just gorgeous photos and the snorkeling. I just wanted to look at it, and looking at it on a digital version versus in print, it's unbeatable in print.
It really is. And you should go. Next time, I'll let you know when I send some. You should go and grab a copy. because they are really beautiful and magical. And honestly, I wouldn't be able to get the celebrity interviews that I have if they were just digital. They would say no. Because that's one of the questions I get all the time. Is it digital or is it print? It's both. How many copies would you like?
I bet they really appreciate that though.
They do. They do. And I've had several of them actually blow up the cover and have it mounted and framed.
Oh, I bet they really just love seeing themselves
Well,
on
I
the front
showed them
cover.
because the best covers that we have them hanging in our office. We take the cover photos, and that's the artwork in our office. So you'll see Suzanne Summers, you'll see Tommy Thayer of Kiss, and now we're getting ready to print Guy Fieri. You know,
I cannot wait.
I'm hoping that I'm going to have Dolly up there. You know,
That
she's
would just be so exciting. Oh my goodness.
I know. So that's why I do it. I do it because first of all, those people have created amazing companies. They're doing amazing things in the world, and they've learned a thing or two, and they have incredible values, and they bring a lot to the world. And I want to share their stories.
For sure. Back to people with integrity, great people to talk to, great stories. Nothing can beat that.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know the return on investment on your printed business materials?
It's kind of hard to say because we've gotten a lot of jet charter companies, or a lot of jet clients from it, and I've gotten on stages. So it kind of depends on the magazine. But for our jet charter company, I mean, $500,000 over the last couple of years, you know, with the clients that we brought in.
Right.
You know, not that much in speaking because it's a different model, but probably 100,000 over the years. I don't put as much into that one because I use it generally to just get on stages.
It's a different type of business
It
kind
is a
of
different,
pivot.
yeah, it's a different business model. Advertising dollars is really easy to get for a legacy because who doesn't want to be in private jets and private airports? And, you know, there's always a celebrity on the cover. So that one's always easier. Speaker life is a little harder. It's harder to get to those impactful influencers, but fortunately I've been able to do it. But I've put so much energy into legacy that, yes, I still, you know, have advertising dollars and everything for Speaker Life, but it's a harder sell than legacy. And because it's two different markets and the margins are much better in legacy. So you got to go where the food is. So I expect to see even more with the beauty magazine because that is a thriving industry. We just need to have it thriving in the right direction, healthier.
The healthy direction. I love that. Well, thanks for sharing your business insights. For anyone out there listening who wants to order your magazine or wants to work with you, how can they get in touch with you?
Just go to luxurymediabrands.com and you can actually set up a free consultation.
All right. So luxurymediabrands.com, visit the website, book a call.
Yep.
And is there anything you would like to share with our audience, Lea?
I would just say, you know, we hear this all the time, build a business around your passion. And I would say yes, but make sure it's really a deep-seated passion because your why is going to need to be bigger than your excuse. Because once your passion becomes a career, then it's a job. So make sure that it's a deep-seated, big passion and that you can anchor it to your big why. I have my children and my grandchildren for the beauty magazine, and that's my big why. I want the world to be better and safer for them.
That's a great example and honestly really inspiring for probably everybody watching because that's just great business advice from our industry expert here, Lea Woodford from Luxury Media Brands.
Having me, Zoe.
Of course, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. It's been a pleasure speaking with you and learning more about your process, expertise, and the world of luxury media brands.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap on another episode of Behind the Print. Thanks to our listeners for joining us as we have explored the artistry and innovation of the printing world. Remember, having a strong vision like Lea and building the right strategy and using the right tools like print to amplify your message will make your brand stand out from the crowd. If you've enjoyed today's episode, be sure to get your sample pack today from printingcenterusa.com and share it with your fellow business enthusiasts. Until next time, keep those creative sparks flying and remember, there's always more to discover behind the print.